the spaceships to Davenport, prepare for div anarchy and interface with a couch in space. It's Space Couch time. It's going to be a good one. But before we get to our magnanimous guests, we do have to talk about our magnanimous advertisers, brought to you this week by Ligerhawk Records. Check out this week's Tremendous 10. Also brought to you this week by Super 7.
Now for Vampire Mermaid. Vampire Mermaid.
So you want to go to super7.com/spacecouchshow. I just want to show this. By the Lion-O deluxe action figure from Thundercats just showed up from Super 7. It's not their ultimate, and it's not the little ones. It's like in between. It's really cool. They really did a great job on this figure. And you can get Space Couch throw pillows at this URL. And I keep forgetting to ask people to hit subscribe and click that like button. You don't have to smash the like button. You can just click it like normal. Like doing otherwise is just really silly. Like it doesn't, you're not subscribing more if you smash the like button. Ladies and gentlemen, I am just going to be bouncing all over the place with excitement and also coffee because I'm so happy to talk to today's guest. People have been sending me his videos for a while now, and the fates and also planets align. So without further ado, please welcome Jake Munro. What's up?
What's up, my man? Happy to be here.
Welcome to space. It's very roomy.
Cold. It's cold.
It's cold. It's cold, but it's effectively international waters, so like you can do anything you want. But speaking of traveling, you were just stateside in Orlando.
The Panhandle.
I saw. What's that?
The Panhandle.
Yeah. Okay.
Florida, right?
Yes, that is Florida. How were your music video shoots?
They were actually very, very good. They were sort of all over the place. I think probably one of the craziest stories so far for me in terms of filming has got to be I was on, I did a 2-hour drive down to Dublin, do an 8-hour flight out to Philadelphia to wait for 3.5 hours to then fly 2 more hours to Orlando.
Jesus, could have walked.
And then when I landed, we immediately had to go shoot on location because some of the extras were only available that night. So I got off the plane, like no sleep for maybe a full day.
Oh.
You want to talk about jet lag? I'm a fucking professional at this point.
Hell yeah, that is. You're like, oh, you're already in the zombie makeup. No, I'm just tired, man.
This is not makeup, man. This is just how tired I am.
Fuck yeah, dude. Well, I'm looking forward to the result. I am curious about your impressions of Orlando.
It was nice, yeah. It's cool. It's like a fake, and I mean this in the best way. It is like a pretend town.
Right.
It's
right.
like it's like Truman Show out there, man. It's like nothing can really harm you.
I love it. Well, we'll start with music and then like slingshot around the moon and end up back there because the
Favorite route.
The Jake Munro panoply of internet offerings is vast and varied. Um, but I do want to check. We're primarily, well, at least we started out as like a music show, so the Circus Returns just dropped for you.
Shit, you sure did, yeah.
Super baller. There's like it's like you get 5 songs for the price of one song. There's like a lot of variation in that one track.
Stop brain run, especially on for the children. First in the vaccine, a screen, I tell you what's this world become, making sure their kids are dumb. Anxiety is a product of stimulation. Pacify your children, enter the simulation.
Oh yeah.
I was wondering if you could speak to your musical influences for that song.
Yeah, I mean, I just get bored.
Okay.
So I get bored whenever I start writing music, and my main inspiration is to not sound like anything I've ever heard. And
Okay.
I like to draw my inspirations from places that aren't musical. For example, the sort of like New Orleans big band, like brass band thing that's in the
Yeah.
verse there. That was actually inspired by 1994's The Mask, with like like all the gangster big band stuff.
Oh
going
yeah.
on.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, oh man, this is baller. So I was like, what if I put that in a metal song
That-
just for a bit? And it totally worked.
I don't know. That is amazing. I mean, yes, it totally worked. Wow. It's not an answer I was expecting, but hey, that's the Space Couch difference. Awesome. We have mask inspired alt metal, if that's even the genre I would
I
use.
wouldn't even know. I mean, the other aspects of it as well were just sort of like a callback to some of my older sort of like progressive gent that I used to do back in like 2013, 2014.
Okay.
And just put through the 8 string. Everything sounds fucking great. So I decided against like using dubstep this time around. I wanted to have more of an organic sound. Like the breakdown is absolutely disgusting, which I love about it.
It's so good. So Space Couch Geteers at home, check out the new single, "The Circus Returned," from our esteemed guest. Well, you talk
Thank you.
about the past, and I'm sure this is all old news for you, having lived it. But I think for at least myself and a lot of people, the sort of Jake Munro experience is that you were sort of all of the sudden like there. There was like nothing, and then there was like Jake. It's just bam, and you were already sort of established as. Now I'm gonna throw out labels and correct where needed, because who can tell these days, but at least you sort of were already there as a non-leftist, at least in my perception of it. But I'm wondering if what your sort of journey to that was like, or if anything, like was there like a cancellation or like a brutal transition period or something like that for you?
I mean, ultimately, there was like a very large controversy because I dared to break up with a woman a couple of years ago. But mainly people like to say that in that instance, so Jake Munro was exposed and he was canceled. But I don't look at it that way. See, the way I look at it, Brian, is I like to look at it that they exposed themselves to me.
Yes.
I realized who my fucking audience was, and I didn't like them. I certainly did not like these kinds of people following me. And it just made me so mad because they were trying to do this whole like moral righteousness on me.
Absolutely.
And like, I have provided all of you with enough evidence that would condemn anyone else. But because I'm a straight white man, of course, the rules are different. And I saw the writing on the wall with this, and I was like, this is where we're going. Because, of course, everything became far more extreme after 2019. The flavor of left changed.
It's insane.
The goalpost moved way out of field. And I was like, this is my fault. This is what I've done. by not being forthright with my personal ideologies, this is exactly what I have cultivated. And of course, you try to speak reason to these people. They gaslight the shit out of you. They're fucking insane. They isolate you. They go after your friends and family. They go after everything they possibly can. Because once they deem you evil, they find that, there's no moral qualms with having to, go against evil. Like anything and everything is now, completely justified. This is why they keep calling us Nazis and fascists, because no one has any problem with overthrowing people who are Nazis and fascists. So if they can reframe how you're perceived, they can then justify their unbridled hatred to maintain control.
Absolutely.
And there was a brief period of about maybe 2 years, 3 years, where I was just astounded with the unbelievable behavior that I saw coming out of the alternative subculture. I was like, this is absolutely fucking horrendous.
Right?
And I was like, how am I going to reframe, not so much coming back, but just resuming what I was already doing? What am I going to do here? What's my new content? Because I don't want to appeal to these sociopaths anymore. These, self-righteous ideologues. I don't want to appeal to these people. What can I do to make sure that this doesn't happen again? And I was like, you know what? Everything I've ever had to conceal before to maintain peace online, just bring that right to the front and just make entire content about that. Because I'm nothing if not original. And I looked at the alternative scene. I was like, there's literally no straight white male goths being based as fuck. So I was like, that sounds like a niche I could probably comfortably get into, because, man, I'm not grifting here. This is the shit I really feel.
But there are certain groups out there, very powerful groups, that insist on these qualities, these things, these ideologies be present and be qualifiers for being part of subcultures. And I cannot abide by that. So I have to become political, or anti-political, actually. I want things to go back to the way they were before these freaks infiltrated this entire thing and made it all about them and the shit that they care about. Do you remember when goth was about the music? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It'd be so easy to do it. I wouldn't have to fake it. I just have to say what's on my mind. Like, you go on X and it's just like, oh, look, another stabbing. Okay, well, let me just go on the internet and just tell you about how immigration's bad.
Absolutely.
And then people see someone who looks like me saying the things that I say, and they're like, oh, this is unique. I've never seen this before. And that was totally not expected. I really did. I had nothing left to lose, man. So I was just like, fuck it, let's be myself. Let's go based. And then, of course, in doing that, I managed to find an entirely new, far more supportive, far more mentally sane audience that I'm very, very proud to have on my Instagram, but more primarily in my Discord, which is also a very politically diverse place to be. So
check out that Instagram and Discord there at home.
Yeah, the Discord's fantastic from what I hear.
Awesome. Well, I'm saying yes a lot because I'm happy that your story went to a good place, but we could basically, and I had this with the last week's guest, we could do a body swap. Like, I really had a very bizarrely similar experience. Like, my huge cancellation came from this divorce, and like my whole audience went like crazy. And like, I just remember at one point somebody said like, well, how are you going to get how are you going to get these people back? And my answer was like, fuck them. Why? Who made them my masters? Like, and
but that's the thing though. They always see themselves as like the thing to be attained. It's like, you want us on your side.
Yes.
It's like, why would I want that? You're nuts.
Right.
Why the fuck? I like one racist joke, you find it out, and then what? I'm destroyed all over again? Get fucked.
Yeah, like if you put my name in Google now, the first thing that comes up is like, I'm king of the Nazis or whatever. At least stateside, you know, on your side of the pond. But and then I did, like what you're saying, I did just real like overtly right-wing industrial music, and people were like, it wasn't even that it was offensive. It was just that like I didn't apologize, you know, like that's, oh no, now you're all against us.
I can honestly say, man, the fastest way I've ever gotten these fucking retards to admit that goth is not political is by starting to implement more right-wing ideologies within the goth subculture.
Yes.
Suddenly they're like, it's not political. Keep your politics out of this. I was like, I thought this was political.
Oh, I thought that was like people yelling at me all day that there can be no such thing as a conservative goth. And okay, but now it's not.
And then I proved that you can.
Yes.
In fact, almost like irrefutably, you can.
Mountains.
Especially these days, it is the most relevant form of goth since alternative subcultures, by their very nature, are red pilled. They do not subscribe to the matrix of any kind, whether it's left or right. And we are currently in a time period where the left are the system. I have a very interesting video about this coming out that I've done a lot of research on.
Oh, okay, awesome.
And I don't want to blow the punchline on it,
Sure.
but there's I got some really interesting videos coming out. But yeah, it's really funny how they got this political. It's super political and all that kind of stuff.
Crazy political.
And then as soon as I start proving that, you can be conservative or right wing and goth, they're like, goth is not political. Let's keep politics out of goth. And I was like, oh, it's funny that.
So brutal.
Funny how you've done that now. Complete 180.
So, but you raise many good points. One of which is please follow our guest on. I follow you on YouTube. I don't know if people should do otherwise, but check him out there. Well, speaking of politics, this question came from Goths Against Cancel Culture. I asked some people there. And one question was if anything like books or podcasts or shows or something like that have molded your influences over time, politically or otherwise.
Let's see. I mean, my political basis is not something that was inspired by others. It was more just a response to observable and statistical data.
Right. Okay.
And it was, it's okay to be politically influenced by other political influencers. That's why they're doing what they're doing. But for me, it really was just like, none of this makes sense. The left have lost their mind. I can no longer condone this. I'm not on your side anymore. I do have a couple of books that I have read. This person needs to stop DMing me right now. I do have a couple of books that that have been quite helpful in learning more about goth history and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like Lol Tolhurst's History of Goth, which was super interesting.
Okay.
Again, it was completely void of any explicit political message. It was, I don't know if you know Lol Tolhurst, the original drummer for The Cure.
Oh, right. Okay.
From 1977 to 1980, I think. He did the first 3 albums with them, their post-punk period. And he was talking almost exclusively about the music and the literature and all these kinds of things. And the books have definitely given me an insight as to the true nature, the true meaning, and the true origins, and the true core beliefs and themes of goth. And then I look at this new modern contemporary goth that seems to be going on at the moment, and I'm like, you guys are you're so trapped in this room of smelling your own farts that you have. They've like rewritten this version of alternative subcultures that they then perpetuate within their online forums, like Reddit, for example, and Tumblr and Blue Sky, where they rub elbows with pedophiles over there
and smell their farts.
Yeah, and smell their farts, pedophile farts. And
I think we opened for them once.
Great punk band, man.
Yeah.
They've completely lost any and all insight as to what the original rebellion of goth actually was, and how it's even applicable to today. But yeah, my political leanings were always of the first-hand observable nature, not so much an influence. However, I will say there are some political influences out there that I do enjoy some of their content. The most extreme of which I think we've all seen, which is Nick Fuentes as sort of being sucked into the vacuum that was left by Charlie Kirk. And this is what people are saying, man. They're like, no, you killed the moderate. You've made space now for some really right-wing extremist views. And of course, I don't agree with everything that Fuentes talks about, and that's the entire point. I don't have to. It's so liberating that I don't have to completely align with every single ideology and thing that this person is saying, and they don't expect me to either, which is exactly the kind of political liberation I'm trying to fight for within alternative subcultures. Because
Wait,
at the end of the day,
wait.
it's not
Are you
about
telling
politics.
me you can hear an idea and then decide in your brain if you agree with it or not? That's crazy.
Look, it's a superpower that I've got. I'm expecting it from the Justice League any moment. So,
Awesome, awesome. Well, yeah, that is some Superman level power. It's not. That's the joke, people. The I'll ask you this because I have it written down. We sort of covered it. Like, I get like some fairly intense hate levels. Like, do you get that as well, or does that not?
oh
even-
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I used to see the
Okay.
thing is that I have this number one rule, and I sort of teach this rule to anyone I think could learn from it. I think I told it to you actually in a preliminary call. It was never let them see you bleed.
Yeah.
And that's always a really great way to, number one, maintain consistency with your content and your upload schedule. But it also means that they get very, very bored.
Yes. That is.
So if they have absolutely no observable history of you ever crashing out, quote unquote, then they'll just be like, oh man, there's no point even trying.
Yeah.
He doesn't even, I've never seen him respond to it.
Took me a while to figure that one out, but you seem to have
Yeah,
mastered
people
it.
usually do figure that out the hard way, but I mean, for all my red-pilled sort of center-right, right-wing alternatives out there, usually dudes, it's never let them see you bleed, man.
Well, speaking of that wonderful preliminary meeting we had, and thanks again for that. One of the things we talked about was becoming uncancelable, not even necessarily by being like so big you can't be canceled, but just sort of like by replacing the audience entirely. You know,
Yes.
like could you speak to that for our audience and your thoughts therein?
Yeah, of course. So being uncancelable, I mean, I first had to observe the very nature of cancel culture and exactly how it operates, how it works. Again, I have another video coming out about this. Cancel culture works, sort of quote the script I've already written for this, is a desyncing between an influencer or an artist and their audience. When they become desynced, morally speaking, you're then talking about two adversaries where it's one against many, many thousands. And these thousands of people, especially and exclusively, I'm talking about alternative subcultures here, a lot of them are fucking losers. Okay? In their lives, they have no power, they have no control, they have no distinguishable achievements or skills. They're not very attractive. They don't smell very good, and all of their favorite stuff is just the cringiest horseshit you can possibly fucking imagine. Whenever you take people like this and give them the opportunity to exert a form of control by being able to influence your livelihood, your career, they will seize the opportunity to finally be picked for the basketball team, and they will join the cancel culture brigade, and they will rally against you.
Is that a
enjoying
fucking
this-
bullseye?
Oh yeah, they enjoy this. They revel in this. I mean, you can almost see the smiles on their faces behind all the words they're typing, and it's because of this reason that I developed these two very key rules to follow if you wish to be uncancelable. With a third, I guess, that could be a passive here, but the first two, the rules are never, under any fucking circumstances, apologize for something that you've said that you truly believe that they're trying to hold you accountable for.
Yes. Absolutely.
Never
It's the worst thing you can
apologize.
do.
Yep. The worst thing you can do is if you said something that you truly believe and they're trying to say that you're a bad person for it, never fucking apologize. Ever. Not even once. And that way, you're not succeeding to this power play that they're trying to exert over you, because the apology is never ever going to work.
Ever.
The apology is just the admittance that they've won.
You're just putting blood in the water.
Oh yeah. Again, that's you bleeding, right?
Oh,
Apologizing.
hold on.
Yeah. So the other rule is make sure there is absolutely no ambiguity as to the kinds of ideologies that you personally uphold. Therefore,
Mm.
you're not going to be infecting your own camps with the types of people that will revel in destroying your career if the opportunity arises. So you might be a little bit afraid, especially if you have a larger audience already, of being forthright with some of your controversial opinions and stuff like that. But in the end, it will serve you. It will serve you better because there's not going to be anything about you to be found out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And by being forthright with your ideologies, these people won't want to side with you anyway. They won't
Mm-hmm.
even get into your audience. They won't get into your income streams. They won't get into your revenue. They won't get into your
Oh,
Discord.
right.
They won't even get into right. So if they're
That is
not
so
there at
astute.
all, if they are not responsible for your income, if they are not
Mm-hmm.
responsible for your numbers, then they cannot actually cancel you.
Right.
If they're not there in the and this is again, this was observable. There's a microcosm of this entire concept recently with another content creator and a gothic content creator, a dude. He was caught liking racist jokes, which I thought was fucking hilarious. Um, the self-righteous
You
women,
Nazi.
yeah, right. The self-righteous women that went after him, however, did not find it as funny. Or in fact, ironically, I think maybe they did, but it's not about it being funny in that.
That's the thing. It's like I know you're laughing, but
Mm-hmm. But here's the thing about the alternative subculture online and the influencer circuit that exists, the influencer community, is that every single alternative influencer online shares the exact same audience with everybody else, with all the other alternative subculture influencers. They're all the same. Like
okay.
it doesn't matter if you're a goth dude in France, you probably have the exact same group of goths that are fans of this goth chick from LA.
Got it. Okay.
Because there's not many of them, they sort of all share from the same pool and they all get to command varying different levels of power within this pool of alternative fans of alternative creators. And because of this, and they do have this tribalistic leftist mentality, which, if you can wield that, is very powerful. You can kind of do whatever you want. You can like crowdfund anything.
Oh yeah.
You can
Oh yeah.
you can get away. You can get away with anything. In fact, you can even harass anyone that you want. You send people out,
Just
and
a random example. Yeah.
oh yeah, they do reprehensible shit, man. They're a very scary weapon to have in your arsenal.
Yeah.
But if you, as a content creator, for example, you get caught liking, like if you have your public likes are public, and someone catches you liking a racist meme or something like that, the other goth influencers can see that, utilize the shared pool of fans to rally against you and essentially destroy and deplatform you entirely. So if you don't let these people in, then they will never be able to get you anyway. They will never be able to destabilize you or deplatform you.
It's so true. I witnessed that firsthand. But yeah, that is very astute. Like just it's not worth the whatever 2 or 3 Patreon subscribers you would pick up by being fickle about your beliefs to then be later be harassed online. Good stuff, man. Uh, how do you for in as much as political labels are useful, like I struggle sometimes with like I guess I'd be conservative because I believe certain stuff, but I also dress in all black and make fucked up electronic music, so I don't know if that makes me like a Republican. Like do you have like a political label for yourself?
I mean, not really. I've never
Yeah.
really been one for politics. However, I do see that as politics change and people's attitudes towards them change and the people in power change and, the society as well changes, so too must the person. I think being rigid in your beliefs and applying a label assumes that even if your side does wrong, you have to support it, which, I think is bad. So I think to be able to adapt to
Yes.
the
Yeah. No, that's
zeitgeist
totally true.
of the political climate, I think it definitely serves you far better
Yeah, you just want to get
than
into team sports, like
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's you are as an alternative person whatever the alternative to society needs you to be. So if there is like a very large, I don't know, like Biden era wokeism that's infected every single facet of media and educational systems, I think maybe we should adopt a stance against that.
hell yeah. Well, you're teeing me up for these questions. It's beautiful. Well, I was gonna. So what's the score right now? Like, meaning, are you sensing like something of a sea change politically? Because I mean, there was a time when, I mean, even to say your opinions online could get you kicked in, your door kicked in by the FBI, and still probably could in
They
Germany
will
or
do
something like
here.
that. Yeah, or in the UK. But at least here in the States, like, you can say masks don't work on YouTube and not, lose your job or something like that. So I kind of feel a sea change, but I'm curious as to your opinions on that.
I mean, there's definitely been a change over here, specifically with the level of sort of and I hate to use the word, but there is a very there it is to a degree. Maybe no, not even fascism. I would just say it was authoritarianism. To be honest with you, it's that brand of liberal
Right.
fascism, which is fascism just without the patriotism. Because
Right.
they're fucking globalists and everyone's just
Yes. Freedom of speech, as long as I approve it. Like,
it's
so.
I mean it's just like oh, we want to stay in power, or like, oh, the birth rate's dropping. It's like, I'll just put loads of brown people in there, I guess nothing will change.
That's the same.
And
Uh,
yeah, but it's no, the sort of political power at the moment over here is, so we have something called the Labour Party.
right.
And the Labour Party is different to the Liberal Democrat Party, which is another party we have out here.
Okay.
Um, the which again, the Green Party is another left party as well, or a liberal party. The Labour Party has always been sort of center left, but now they're considered further left than Liberal Democrats are. So at the moment, from my perspective, which is why you can't be conservative goth, makes no sense to me at all, is Keir Starmer, who is trying to implement all sorts of censorship and surveillance, and all these corrupt cover-ups of like Arab rape gangs and
crazy. Yeah.
trying to get Apple to hand over user data, and trying to work with all these different companies to get digital IDs on their phone. This is a liberal. That's a leftist government.
That is wild.
This 1984 shit is coming from a leftist,
It's
a communist, actually.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's a communist sleeper cell, and now he's implementing all of this. I'm like, but so I'm meant to be happy about all this,
Right?
or
Like, when I was growing up, it was like, to be the cool punk rock thing was, fuck the government, and now it's like, do what they say or else you're what? Like, so wild.
Well, fuck me for still upholding the fuck the government aspect that I've
right?
had my whole life.
Exactly. Well, it's just this weird the left are the good guys, the right are the bad guys sort of mentality takes
They
over
have
thinking for yourself.
This fetish of being on the right side of history. I'd like them to point to which part of history where the people they are now were the fucking good guys.
10-4.
I mean, I'm reading this again.
What's
Orwell's
that?
1984.
Oh, okay, word.
And again, it just
It's
mean,
not a playbook. It's a
no. I mean, 1984 is good. It's a good book. It's just, it is, as the name describes. It's 1984, right? So it's not that applicable to the world of today. Like, there's no computers or social media manipulation in there or anything like that. But the way the party operate is very much kind of, there's a reference to 1984 in an upcoming video, but
Oh,
They
okay.
very much do operate like that.
Okay. Well, speaking of videos, and I want to slingshot back onto music. Um, is there a connection between what you talk about in your videos and the music, or is that does that not bleed over at all?
I used to want. Do you know what? This is a very recent development. So this is the first place I'm actually talking about it.
Oh wow, Space Cut exclusive.
Yeah, this is an exclusive right here. So I always wanted to try and keep my music career separate from my YouTube career because there was always this stigma around like, oh well, it's just a YouTuber band, right? It's like
Mm.
Mr. Beast making Feastables or whatever it was. It's like he's not actually like making food. It's just like a merch thing that he does.
Right.
Or like Jake Paul being a boxer. It's like he's not actually a professional boxer. He's just so famous that he's able to
Right.
plant himself as a professional boxer. Um, however, I've had to change a heart with that because they were so separate, and my YouTube career is so involved. My music would suffer. I would be unable to separate myself from YouTube long enough to put out I can put out decent songs just maybe once a year because I just don't have time.
Mm.
And then music videos take even longer and
Right.
even more money. But I've actually decided to make music an extension of myself and my online reputation.
Oh, yeah.
And weirdly, the inspiration for this came from Tom McDonald.
Oh wow.
Rapper.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because I haven't seen anyone wield music like that before. Because like as musicians, we're always trying to make music that is fucking timeless. Like you can listen to this whenever, and it's like, that's a fantastic song. But in these days, people don't treat music like that anymore. Regardless of what the lyrics are, music is disposable. It is immediately replaced by like the next AI slop that's made that sounds like it. So this is why I kind of like Tom McDonald's sort of approach to it. He makes songs, hit tracks, or
Yeah.
big songs about current topics.
Right.
So he's using music like a YouTuber uses videos.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna make a video about this current trending topic, and it's like, oh look at that, it got loads of views. So what I'm going to start doing is instead of doing metal covers of like the latest pop garbage, I'm gonna do quote unquote metal covers or just metal interpretations of current affairs.
Very cool.
Of like very recent hard hitting events like the train stabbing that happened recently in the UK, or things that Keir Starmer are doing, or this insistence on political control within alternative subcultures, and just making music about this and making the lyrical content about this and making it explicit, making it very clear, and then making reels the same way I would out of any
Hell
of my
yeah.
other content.
That's all. I'm looking
And-
forward to that, man. Sounds
Yeah,
great.
and it's just I thought it's not original to me. It's just I was like, that's a really great way to start implementing my music project closer to what I'm doing, so it's more relevant. So I work on it more, and even makes it far more popular as well because it's more upfront.
Totally. I did an industrial track about Charlie Kirk quickly after that happened, and like people were sharing it around, like, look at him, he's a bad dude. Like it was an example of like something I'd done wrong, and I was like, yeah, please go
bad
share
dude.
it more. Yeah.
He said someone got shot. He's a bad guy.
Yeah. What the hell, man? Well,
What's up with that?
it's so. Well, I do want to ask you about this before I go off on a Charlie tangent. 2026 tour is happening.
Yeah, 2026 tour. We're going most of America, October 2026. It's going to be an absolute blast. Touring as the headliner, and yeah, I'm just super excited, man. I love the US.
Cool.
I've toured the UK. It was all right, but nothing can beat touring the US of A and having an
your
absolute blast.
City list is massive. I'm sure they're coming
Yeah.
to
It's 14
you.
dates or something.
Awesome. Well, I will endeavor to catch you here in Tennessee. Very much looking forward to that. That's happening Q3, Q4 of 2026. So look that
That's right.
up at home. Speaking of mind blowing, it's now time for everybody's favorite feature, radiation round. Called that because lightning is exceedingly rare in space, but it's essentially a lightning round. Say whatever you want, no wrong answers. Okay, so we'll start with the classics of cinema: Dracula, Frankenstein, The Wolfman, or Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Dracula.
Dracula.
Yep.
Okay, we'll do goth band classics. Sisters of Mercy, Bauhaus, The Cure, or Susie and the Banshees.
I mean, Susie had a generational run in the '80s, so Susie.
Susie. And I, as a cigar lover myself, I saw you had a stogie in that one video, and
Sure
we're
did.
picking up some on Orlando. I'm just curious if you have a favorite type and or brand of cigar.
I'm on Monte Cristos at the moment.
Hell yes. Okay, so from the top, that's Dracula, Susie, and Monte Cristos. Very cool. And then we'll go on to everybody's second favorite feature, hypothetical spectacle. This is where we get like weird and come up with bizarre scenarios, like we might distill your essence into something like Jake Munro, the breakfast cereal, or Jake Munro, the sitcom. I was thinking we could go to the Space Couch Classic. What would Jake Munro, the video game, be like? Like a Dead by Daylight thing where you got to outrun libtards, or I was thinking like maybe one of those doctor sims like that were big in like the early 2000s where you're like, but you got to remove the woke mind virus. Like what would the Jake Munro video game be like, do you think?
I mean, the Jake Munro video game actually already exists.
Oh,
and
does it?
came out,
Okay.
it came out, I think, in 2003, and it's called Devil May Cry 3.
Fuck yeah. Awesome.
I have a brother and everything, so.
Oh wow, okay, very cool, very cool. So we'll get like the gauntlet, and we'll do all sorts of like
Trench coats and swords
just
and
swords
metal
and like
fucking demons. It's all the cool
you'll have
shit
an A
wrapped in
plus
one.
like constantly hanging over your head, as far as I'm concerned, because you're awesome.
Thanks, man.
So that is the most succinct, buttoned up answer to the video game question ever. It already exists, and it's called Devil May Cry 3. We usually end on what's next for the mighty Jake Munro, or at least what the guest. We kind of covered it, but do you have like any singles coming up you want to plug, or obviously the 2026 tour is coming up. We have some new, of course, YouTube content. Did I miss anything?
No, I mean, what I would say is, other than the stuff that people already know about, like the tour, the new single that just got dropped, there is another new single dropping in December with a music video.
Whoa!
And it's a collaboration. Okay. It's a collaboration song.
With,
and
can you say who is that with?
Yeah, it's with Ascendance. The
with
guy
Ascendance.
I'm going on. Yeah, the guy I'm going on tour with.
Okay.
And I also have 4 very controversial videos pre-written for the Jake Munro show coming out this month. And I have a very important interview with someone from Baghdad on Friday in regards to one of them.
Wow.
And
wow.
Look forward to that.
Amazing. Okay. Is the video that's dropping the one that you were severely jet lagged for, or is that a different one?
No, I didn't get to. Oh yeah, the for the new single, yeah. So in December, the video that comes out then is going to be the one I'm severely jet lagged
for.
So
all right.
You can probably see it in my eyes.
Space Couch behind the scenes there, and we will look for more dare I say politically charged tunes from Jake Munro. Hell,
exclusively.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Oh, okay. Well, hell yeah. So I think we nailed it, man. What did we learn today? Jake Munro never lets you see you bleed. Never lets you see him bleed. I screwed that up. It's not be upfront with your beliefs. That way you can't be undermined. I'm sorry, what were the tour rules? Never apologize. I screwed that one up. 2026 tour is going to be incredible with Ascendants, Dracula, Susie, and Monte Cristo's. And for the complete Jake Munro experience, bust out that PlayStation 2 for the for Devil May Cry 3,
2.
and just bust out those combos. Amazing! Oh, this is gonna be such a good one. I got so excited I crushed my can in space, but that's okay because I can just throw it out the airlock because space is infinite or it's curved. I don't know. We've been doing these for a while, so we might hit the limit of space, like the source wall.
I forget what was the last time. What was the last thing they said? It was either rapidly expanding and slowing down, or it already is contracting. I can't remember the last thing they actually said about it.
I mean, it's the opinions on that seem to. Well, I shouldn't say opinions because they're scientifically discovered. I've heard it all. I mean, I'll let you know when I get there. Like, we're pretty far out, so like we'll probably hit that brick wall pretty quickly. I'm gonna cap it here unless you have any final thoughts for our space audience.
No, man, this has been absolutely fantastic. It's been
fantastic.
an absolute pleasure. It's been a pleasure to be on the show, man.
Oh,
And I wish you and the show all the absolute best. And hopefully you get even more amazing guests on the show in the future.
Well, it's going to be hard to top the mighty Jake Munro. Thank you for plugging me on that one episode. And the whole Goths Against Cancel Culture group just went like ballistic when you dropped. Like, oh my gosh, we got an endorsement from Jake! That was crazy.
I love those guys. I do love those guys.
It's good stuff. All right. Okay, this is Brian for Space Couch for Jake Munro saying call the spaceships to Davenport. Prepare for the panicky and interface with the couch in space. Space Couch out! And then I just let us talk to the outro here. But dude, that was such a good episode.
That was a great episode.
Episode.
Do you know what? It was an honor to be part of an episode like that that's immortalized forever, and we get to replay it no matter what happens to our career.